Pepe, vámonos, güey.
What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World. Yesterday, my barber Moses parted the hairy C's on my head. So you can see he parted me. And today I'm going to help you guys part the build to the drop by teaching you guys the art of the house buildup. So we're going to be discussing some of the effects that people in the house community, the house producers, are using in their buildups. Now, the house buildup is the most satisfying buildup in my opinion, but if you're not into that kind of music, it's the most unsatisfying conclusion to the build because we just get the same damn drop already. And if you like it, awesome. And if you don't like it, then I can't help everyone. So join me today, guys, as that is what we will be talking about. Now, we are going to be looking at mostly Fisher, I'm not going to lie, guys. But all of this that I'm about to teach you, if you want to turn it into a legit house buildup, all you're going to have to do is make it 16 bars long instead of 8 bars long or 4 bars long that we have it here. But I'm going to be getting into some cool little tips and tricks here that you can even implement in other genres, you know, borrow from house to implement in your own respective genre. Now, this Friday, guys, the Dirty Bird inspired sandbag will be coming out. It's called Dirty Chicken. How funny, right? But it's gonna be coming out, guys, for you guys at Evil Sounds. And if you ever want to support the channel, and that's where we go. Now let's get started with this tutorial.
All right, guys, so here we are inside of Ableton. So a few things, I'll let you hear this without any of the automation we're doing on the master. There's some automation going on this, as I'll talk about it as we get into it, but this is how it sounds like right now with nothing. Okay, with nothing. So as you guys can see, you know, the build-up is like, what the fuck, man? Sounds like a big room build-up. Okay, so this is what I feel like everyone needs to fucking learn. It doesn't matter if this is called the art of the house buildup. It should be called the art of the damn buildup. I think everyone should do some of these things at least when they're doing a buildup. So you guys are going to be the first to know this shit. And this video ain't going to get that many views because no one's into house like that. But I like it and I feel like teaching it. And I know there's some of you guys out there that are willing to learn all the time. So right now what we're going to need, guys, is going to be 3 crucial effects. We're going to need a reverb. We're going to need the ping pong delay, or a simple delay, whichever you decide to go with. But I like the ping pong a lot better. And we're going to go with an EQ8, okay? So those are going to be my 3 effects. Now let me explain what each effect is going to do before we get into this. First off, the reverb is a cool effect. We all know it. We put it on our leads. It gives room to the lead and whatnot. But at the same time, it's a 3-dimensional effect. I sound a little smart there, but I ain't trying to do that. But the 3-dimensional effect, what that means is that when I add it to something, I'm pushing stuff back in the mix. I'm making it weaker. So I call it a pussifier. That's just the way I say it, man. Because it pussifies the buildup before it gets to the drop. We want the drop to be in our face, but we don't want the buildup to be that in our face. We do want it to have power, but not as much power as the build. And a reverb is a great way to do this, and this is something that can easily help us, as you're gonna see. So the start of the break starts. So you can already see, you know, we're adding that reverb here in the master. It's going to give us instantly a lot more atmosphere, which is what we want. The problem is, as you can hear, it sounds like it's all low-based reverb. So how do we change that? Well, easily we can go into our reverb. If you're in Valhalla, you can look at the high cut. If you're in Ableton, you can look at the input processing of this, and you can just say, oh, hey, what's up? I want more of my highs like that. And that gives us more of a sound, but you can still see it's a big yeah. So I'm going to have to get rid of this, and the chorus, and I'm going to lower the side. And I'm going to start the build up here with a little bit of reverb. And as we approach the build up more, it's just going to get louder. And then at the drop, obviously we put it at 0. You can even keep the reverb and then just drop it all of a sudden. You can even add more decay time if you want. It's totally up to you on how you decide to do it. You can also decide if you want the reverb to be in stereo or in the center. I like it more in stereo, so don't get too crazy with that reverb, of course, you know, just have it going a little bit there. So it sounds good. Now, the other thing you need to realize is that you're allowed to have the kick in the buildup, okay? And the reasoning behind that is that you're going to get rid of some of the lows on it, because if I have this, well, that's straight in my face. But if I cut some of the lows off, if I say, hey, you know, lows, get down a little, cut down a little. Let me turn on this light. Cut down a little. You can have the kick be more of a ta. Okay, very simple there. The next thing that we need to do is have a bit of ping pong going in that buildup. Now, the ping pong you can apply to just certain things if you want, like the claps or the hats, because there are drums that are going through this right now. But in all honesty, if you put it on the master, there's nothing wrong with that. And this is also going to push stuff back or more, you know, spread out the mix more, so it sounds weaker. But it's going to give us, again, more life, because as you see it approaching this part, you can kind of see what. All right, so you got to hear from here. So that's another way that we can do it. Now, we don't need to go that crazy with it, of course, you know, just have a bit of it. And that's going to help us again, because it's giving us atmosphere. It's creating this kind of vibe. Pepe, vámonos, güey. You know, instantly already, guys, you know, it's sounding so much better than what we had before, because we are automating effects. We are changing over time. And, you know, like you do in fucking life, you know, you're a little kid, and you get grown up, you get a little fat, and you get buff, and you get fat again, and you die. Okay, so that's the thing we need, you know, that's the key thing. Now, the EQ8 is going to be more for certain people that want to do this trick. It doesn't mean you have to do it. In fact, it might not sound good in our respective area, but it works in certain areas. So when we have this high cut, we have the quadrant here, and the quadrant is going to tell us pretty much, you know, it's the volume where the change, aka where we're cutting, where we're like, imagine you're cutting someone's hair and you fuck up, the more the quadrant is higher. I think that's the best way to put it. Makes no sense, but it's the volume of that exact cut there. So if I have this up, I get that effect, like as if some asshole's on the DJ and mix or trying to act like he's doing more stuff than he actually is, going then you get the idea there. So if I wanted to, I could automate this as well. And this is a little bit different now, because if I do that here, I could do it, and it sounds kind of like a balloon. Like, you know, when you have a lot of air in a balloon and you pull the lips apart so you can see the inside, so, you know, it's, you hear that effect. That's what we're getting from this. So watch, check it out. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Where are my lows? The DJ fucked up, homie. The DJ fucked up, but it's all good. Take that. Take. Tell me that's not satisfying. That's why I say the house buildups are the most satisfying buildups ever, guys. The art of the house buildup, man. Other few things I do want to say, guys, is this 909 drum. This is something else I really like about the house buildups, is that they're not doing that. Oh, you want it harder? You know, you start going faster. They have it so that the snare still maintains ta 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 ta. But the cool thing about it is that the snare is not that strong. And it slowly fades in. So we're using LFO2 here. We know this is 8 bars long. So we have this slowly coming in. If I take it off, this is how it sounds like. But if I add that LFO tool at 8 bars and I slowly bring it in gradually like this, because remember, LFO tool is a volume automator, it's a cutoff automator, it has its own little filter. But we're using the volume. Yo, I mean, there's nothing stronger than you can get of that, guys. But that is the tutorial. That is the art of the house buildup. Of course, there's a lot more stuff you can add, like white noise, hats going claps instead of the 909 snare. It's up to you to decide that. But I want to show you guys what is needed, what effects, reverb, ping pong, EQ, going up. That is all that's needed, my fam. That is all that you need to get your buildups to sound like that. And you can use this in any goddamn genre of music, you know, and use it wisely. Don't get too crazy with it, of course. And, you know, sometimes it might be hard to set up because you might be like, God damn, you know, too much or too little. And you're trying to find the middle point of it. But at the end of the day, that is what we need to do to get that vibe. Because if we don't have that and we just have, you know, a standard big room build with nothing. Energy's the same, you know, there's no magic happening. I ain't gonna enjoy that drop. Anyways, ninjas, this is the video. Again, Dirty Bird Soundbank, inspired soundbank, will be coming out this Friday. If you guys want to purchase it. A lot of the sounds in this demo come from there, guys, you know, so if you're into this type of sound, you know where to find it this Friday, my fam. You guys take care, support the channel if you want, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for, well, tomorrow's a feedback stream, so maybe I'll make a video. We'll see. You guys take care, and you guys have an amazing day like always. Keep producing and having fun.